What's up, everybody? Michaela Vernava, Kyed and Zack Cox at Gillette Stadium. AFC Championship Day is here. Could have fooled me. Kind of feels like training camp out here. I cannot believe how warm it is.
It is.
Far cry from last week when I thought my fingers were going to fall off during our pregame show. It was absolutely freezing. Beautiful day for some football here in Foxborough, but Tom Brady still entered the stadium today with that right hand in his pocket, still keeping things under wraps. So, guys, the big question of the day was, how much do you think this is going to affect things out on the field, affect Tom Brady's ability to throw if he does wear a glove? What do you think?
I think if he wears a glove, could affect him a little bit, but it is warm out here, so that means that he might be able to play without that. But he does have those stitches. Maybe they'll super glue it up, make sure that those stitches don't come out. He definitely is going to play. It was handemonium all week. That was from my friend Nora Princiati. I can't take credit for that one. But yeah, it was Wild Week, and this is what we should be used to with the Patriots.
I think we are, we are used to it at this point.
Yeah, we had a couple days of just kind of standard Jaguars preview stuff. We're like, all right, this should be a pretty good game. This should be a relatively normal week. No controversy, no scandal.
And then the bomb dropped.
And then
Zach, I'm curious what you think, because I have heard murmurs and people saying that the way this has all been handled, in some people thinking it's been sort of dramatized, that this is an insurance policy for Tom Brady. Should he lose out here, that he can go and say, oh, it was the hand. What do you think of that?
I don't think that Tom Brady is going to go that route. Nobody really knows how much this hand will actually affect him. I'm sure he doesn't even know how much the hand will affect him until he gets out there on the field. But I'm sure the Patriots didn't hate the fact that there was some sort of uncertainty going into the week. Doug Marrone said it. Basically, I don't think the Jaguars ever thought that that Tom Brady would not play in this game. But even that little kind of that hesitation of whether they're going to be able to play, the Patriots are going to be able to use their same game plan or to use Tom Brady the way that they normally would. It sounds like they will. It sounds like he won't have any limitations or anything. But I'm sure they didn't hate didn't hate making the Jaguars think a little bit extra.
I think, first of all, has Tom Brady ever used an excuse, ever in his life? It just doesn't really seem to be his forte. I think that you almost kind of set the Jaguars up for disappointment with all of this, because even if there's that glimmer of hope that Brian Hoyer will be out there starting for the Patriots, then once they find out that Tom Brady's actually starting, they're all like, "Aw, man, all right, guess we got to face up against Brady." But yeah, it's just that tiny little glimmer of hope that sets them up for disappointment.
And so just to clarify, the caveat is the fact that it's warm out is what means that he might not have to wear that glove. Isn't that correct? Because the concern is that the skin would break open, which is more likely to happen if it were super cold.
I'm not a hand doctor, much like the Patriots, but that seems to make sense.
I am not the Mona Lisa Vito of hands, as Bill Belichick would say. Tom Brady's played through things. He's 40 years old. He's been through a lot. I think he's going to be fine out there. Rex Burkhead, the perpetrator in all of this. He is the guy faulted with running into Brady's hand. But he will be back out on the field, expected to play today. How much do you think he'll be able to contribute to this offense? And I think for his sake, he's going to want to contribute quite a bit, because Patriots fans will not be happy if anything goes awry out here today.
I actually think that he can make a very big impact in this game. I have a theory that the Patriots are going to try to trot out more two running back sets in this game. And that doesn't mean James Devlin. I think that means Rex Burkhead and Dion Lewis, James White and Dion Lewis, James White and Rex Burkhead. Because the way to beat this Jaguars team is to run when they're in their nickel defense and to pass when they're in their base defense. So if you trot two running backs out there, the Jaguars have to pick between their nickel defense and their base defense. There's no obvious way to match up against that formation. And whatever the Jaguars do, the Patriots can match that. And if they do trot out their base defense, then they can target Paul Posluszny in the passing game. If they trot out their nickel defense, then they can run at them with either Rex Burkhead or Dion Lewis. I'm not the biggest fan of those two running back sets, because usually there's not a clear way to beat the defense, but this Jaguars defense is a special circumstance because of their weaknesses in their base defense and their nickel defense. So I think that we'll see a lot of running backs in this game. I don't think that we'll see a lot of the Patriots' fourth wide receiver. I don't think we'll see Chris Hogan and Brandon Cooks target a lot in this game, so I think it will be a heavy game for those running backs one way or the other.
Well, the Jags they're out here getting loose right now already. A lot of them out here stretching. behind us. And I mean, I don't think that I know the line has dropped a bit. It opened at 9.5. I think our friends over at Oddshark have it at about 7 now.
Maybe. Sounds right.
So, but I mean, still, I feel like no one is really giving the Jags much of a chance out here today. But Doug, you said you have a theory.
Well, that
as
was
to
it.
how
Yeah.
they can.
Yeah.
All right, so you covered it.
Yeah,
All right, I thought maybe there was more of a hidden. A hidden,
No,
a hidden
I'm sorry, I set
theory.
you up for that.
Yeah,
Already drop it
dang
down.
it. Yeah,
Close
you
kill.
Yeah.
made it sound like you had something
But-
very covert.
I do think the Jaguars stand a chance in this game. I don't think that it's the same as last week with the Titans. I think the Jaguars are a very good team. They have a very good defense. I think Blake Bortles could be their downfall in this game, but I think one key is the Patriots definitely have to get out to a big lead in this game as well.
Zach, what do you think about Blake Bortles and what he will be able to bring out here in front of this crowd in Foxborough and out here, the AFC Championship game that the Patriots are perennially at, and he has been known to choke in not even big situations, even in small situations. What do you think he'll be able to bring?
I think Blake Bortles is the X factor in this game for the Jaguars, which sounds weird to say about a quarterback because obviously you need your quarterback to play well to have a good chance of winning a game. But if all Blake Bortles has to do is basically the same what he's been doing for the last 5 or 6 weeks. Just take care of the ball, don't fumble, run a little bit, kind of keep the Patriots honest with his rushing ability, complete 1 or 2 deep passes, and that's it. I mean, I can see the Jaguars can win this game if Blake Bortles throws for 150 yards. They don't need to have he's not going to beat the Patriots, is what I'm trying to say. I mean, Leonard Fournette is really the most important player on that offense. Their entire offense runs through Leonard Fournette. So as long as Blake Bortles doesn't screw it up, really, the Jaguars have a chance of winning this game. Like you said, I think this is not a cakewalk game for the Patriots. This is not like we were talking last week with the Titans, where if the Patriots avoid utter destruction and like if they avoid the worst case scenario, they're going to win. The Jaguars have a very real chance of winning this game. That defense is very legitimate. Leonard Fournette is a very good player. Blake Bortles has been not trash for a while now. Most of the season, he's actually been pretty okay, which is really all the Jaguars need. So, I'm picking the Patriots to win this game. I think the Patriots will win. But yeah, the Jaguars definitely have a legitimate chance here.
And with Blake Bortles, just real quick, I think the key for the Patriots is to dare the Jaguars to pass as much as possible. So I think that we will see Blake Bortles throwing the ball often in this game. The key for the Jaguars is, one, for Blake Bortles to play well at the beginning of the game for them to get out to a big lead, so then the Jaguars can start running the ball, because if the Patriots get out to a big lead, then the Jaguars will basically have to abandon their run, and then I'm not really sure if I see the path to them winning this game.
Yeah, one of the most important parts about establishing that run is if you establish the run early with Leonard Fournette, that makes play action possible. Blake Bortles' passer rating is almost 30 points higher off play action than off not play action. So if the Patriots kind of get out to a big lead, force the Jaguars to abandon that run, it makes them way more predictable and it makes Blake Bortles far less effective.
All right, guys, well, we are in for an exciting day. We're going to have all your coverage on Neston.com, so make sure to keep it right here.